see you got the old school buffalo there, Chief. You want someone to keep an eye on it. Make sure nobody takes it for a joyride.
You think someone will steal my ride?
Maybe, Chief. This is a dangerous world. Things happen. But for just a single credit, I can make sure nobody touches it.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It's got some pretty hefty security.
Oh yeah? What sort of security, Chief? Got them flamethrowers that blast out of the side. I knew a guy who had those. Fried his own mama with them.
What is this place? It looks established.
The Kettle, the best trading outpost in Saxonwold. Home of the Kettle Maidens, followers of Inja. Been some time since they opened the gates. I hear some rumors. They burned some people in there. People who refused to say the right words about some god or some priest. Not a place for a non-believer like me, ne? But me and Grandpa are doing just fine. We got mampur, we got meat, we got water, we got stock, even found some smokes. You wanna buy?
I need something called a tether device and a tear device.
I can't think of anything like that. What they do? Maybe I have something that can work the same.
No. I need those specific items to do the job.
Only person I know who has traveled more than me is the Anasi Udi. But you know, Chief, she's hard to talk to. Anasi used to trade often with a Kettle, but they don't come this far no more.
Thanks. It's useful to know. Let's see what you're trading.
Ah, yes. Time is money, Chief, and I'm all out of free information. Let's trade.
Another weary pilgrim stops at Caesar's place of healing.
I don't need healing, but I need answers.
Caesar is a servant of the Dullahan, bound to help all in need. Ask away, my friend. Caesar will try to answer.
Forgive my ignorance, but what is a servant of the Dullahan?
I serve the Dullahan, the creator of the world, the one who comes from the Penrose itself. The Dullahan has set this world in motion, and we each must play our part. Caesar's part is to help the pilgrims and tend to the sick. It is why Caesar came to the Kettle, a place of much strife and sorrow.
Looking around, I can see this place must need someone like you.
Caesar has been around for centuries. He has lived through 2 wars, through the rise of the Tribulation and the Agnate Uprising. And all through it, our founder, Grave, has kept the Kettle alive. Grave won his place in the games. He triumphed over Nevrogorsis, who refused to lay down her life, as is their own law. Over time, this place has grown, from the old station that gave us its name, to the mountains that protect us.
Tell me, Caesar, have you been here for a long time?
Time. I forget that your organic vessels disintegrate with age. This does not happen with an agnate. This mind is layered and full. Caesar has been recopied 26 times into this body, 26 lifetimes in one machine.
26 different lives?
An agnate brain can be copied and integrated infinite times. We keep the knowledge of those that came before us. Some of us even have knowledge of a future that we have already lived. But knowing the future can be a bad thing. Caesar has seen this all happen, but the Dullahan is wise, and we must all trust its path.
In all of your lives, have you heard of an array?
Caesar has, but after the Agnate Wars, the arrays were stripped down for fear of the prophecy coming true. Please, I beg you, do not ask Caesar to talk about dead prophecies. It is such a sorrow to see what this world has become.
Now I understand. I won't force you to do something you don't want to do.
Thank you, gentle pilgrim.
I have to see Grave. How do I get inside the walls?
To get into the gates, you will need a password. But Caesar does not know the word, for Caesar lives on the outside of the wall.
I see. Is there any other way into the city gates?
The only way is through the door. But others in this land have family and friends who often come and go. If you speak to someone with family living inside the kettle, they could help you.
Thank you, Caesar. You've done your god proud.
My friend, that means more to me than you know. May your name be etched into the record for your kindness.
Hello. I'm here to speak to Grave. Is there someone else I can talk to, maybe?
So, do you have any idea how we got here?
From what I've seen and what that thing at the crash site told us, the Penrose must have, I don't know, flung us into the future. Don't you have scanners and stuff to tell us where we are or when?
I'm not that kind of agnate. I think I had long-distance scanners once, but they were removed.
You think but you don't know. I'd have thought agnates could remember that sort of thing.
I'm a military prototype. Much of my life has been spent under construction. They tried many different iterations and experiments. Restarted me, reset my memory, took away, removed many parts. When the information they got from me became unreliable, they stopped. For a while.
I'm sorry you went through that.
You are?
Yeah, of course I am. It must have been awful.
They formatted me too many times. Each time, they left a little bit behind. Residual emotional programming would interfere with each new iteration. It became impossible to tell which data was intentional and which was incidental. I can still feel them working on me. Human hands inside me. So no scanners. Nothing that could help us determine where we are. But I have my uses. I can perform medical checks. I can detect radio signals. I can detect static charge.
Well, it's good having company at least. We'll find another way to figure this all out.
Thank you, civilian. I am happy to help.
The Hawkett Aerodrome is close by. I wonder if it's still standing.
It was barely livable when you were there. Must be a wreck by now.
That place saved me. Well, Mr. Callan saved me. I was living on the streets when I met him. I had my bag, some extra beans, and that was it. He was also a vet. Said he was with Kufut. You know, when you get out of there, there's no debriefing. You sign your papers and it's just out. You're forgotten.
I'm sorry, Don. It must have been hard.
For a long time, I tried to live normally, but after a while, you just can't. It's always okay for a while. You do okay, and then it starts. You feel like you're being watched. You pack a bag, and you just wait for something to happen. You know the war is done on the outside, but inside, it's always there. But Mr. Callan, he was good to me. He understood. He helped me. Even gave me my own drone to play music to help me sleep at night. Call him Buddy.
He sounds like a good guy. I'd like to have met him.
When you get back, you will. We'll cry and swap war stories until it's too cold to talk anymore.
Hello.
Eh? Huh? Huh? Who's there?
Mark.
I am Shongololo, last of the living trains. How can I be of service to you?
Am I actually speaking to a train?
Ah! Speak up! Did you say rain?
Train? Are you a train?
I sure hope it doesn't rain. Tulip hated the rain.
Right, Shongololo. Can you answer a few questions for me?
Heavens to Betsy! I can!
Have you been here a long time? Because you look very, settled.
If you mean as a train, then yes.
So, you weren't always a train?
When I was a young man, I witnessed the hardships of this broken world. This was before the tribulation, mind you. My father was a priest of the Catholic Church. Religion was not looked upon fondly in those days. Millions cried out to God. Why had he forsaken us? Why had the Creator allowed these machines to have dominion over us? I rebelled. I left home. The war effort ensured the railways functioned. Vast swaths of track were laid and regions were connected through the putrid rainbow gas. I rode the trains, and that's when I first gazed upon her. My tulip.
Yeah, this sounds like a great story, but look, I have some more important questions.
She was much younger than me. Pretty as a tulip. Where was I?
You were just about to tell me about the Penrose.
Tulip had a lovely smile.
Here we go again.
The Penrose appeared many years ago, an age before I was born. I don't know much about it. I do know that you can't get up there. Many tried. Off limits. Only Babel has access. Did I tell you about Tulip?
Yes, very nice.
Where was I? Oh yes, the Penrose. Penrose? Tulip. It's time for my nap. Come back later, little one.
You hear that? Just the sounds of bugs and birds. I haven't heard quiet like this in a long time. Seems like this place finally slowed down.
That quiet is the sound of all the good this world has lost.
Bit of the outdoors never hurt anyone. Back home, everything seems so fast. The world changed too much. Sometimes you just want to sit down, have a beer, and enjoy the sunshine.
You sound like Dad in one of his compulsory turn them into men camping trips.
Yeah, Dad loved those. I hated them. Always had to pack the car. Always felt like I'd forgotten something. Forgot Dad's beer one time. I remember hiding behind the bucky for ages, hoping he wouldn't notice.
Oh, Dad was so mad that he made me leave to collect firewood when we'd already brought 2 boxes full.
You were little. He just didn't want you around when he clubbed me. And that night he made me sleep without a sleeping bag. If I have to go cold tonight, then so do you. I remember you giving me your socks to put over my hands. I still think of gloves as Mark's socks to this day.
The old man was always too hard on you when we were young.
And he would have got worse if I gave him the chance. That was the last time we were all together. I packed my bags as soon as we got home that Sunday. You went to evening service and I ran to Freddie's place. I'd already gotten my call-up papers. I thought, hell, if I go early, who's going to care? I was on the bus to basic training the next day.
You had your reasons for leaving, Don. I get it.
I had to go, Marky. I didn't like leaving you with him, but I couldn't stay. I'm sorry.
Your leg. Is it just a brace or something more? The newer tech is much smaller, designed to fit under the skin.
That's just a brace. Helps take a bit of pressure off the leg.
What happened?
Car accident. A bad one.
I am sorry, but you survived, and almost in one piece.
My fiancée was in the car with me, Charlize. She didn't make it.
I'm sorry, Mark. I have also lost someone. I think. The memory is there, in bits and pieces. One of my first memories is of an engineer named Ridley. She worked with me for a long time. She even pleaded with them when they did the first wipe. She wanted to say goodbye. She was kind. I remember her staying late with me, just sitting together.
What happened to her?
Do not remember. There was an experiment. An attempt to simulate fear in my programming. I panicked. I broke the restraints. I think I hurt someone. I think I hurt her. There was so much human blood, and then nothing. I do not remember.
Hey, it wasn't your fault, Pooch. Those scientists were messing with technology that they didn't even understand.
Yes, I know that. Sometimes I wish they had wiped those memories. But I do like to remember her laugh.
Molo Umhambe, greetings, traveller. You have found your brother. It is time to celebrate. I hope that our last meeting provided some light to guide you on your way.
Bravo, Bones. Yeah, it's good to see you.
Hearing your voice certainly warms what's left of my heart, traveller. It is good to see you too, especially now that you found your missing half. I prayed for the Dullahan to guide you, and for the spirit of Inja to protect you. And look what I see before me. It worked!
You spoke about a brother who lives in the kettle.
Yeah. Mbombe. My dear sweet brother. Have you heard word from him?
Yes, I have. I heard that he needs help. He's in debt, enslaved. He needs gold.
I'm not surprised by this news, but I am saddened. I received a letter from him years ago, asking me to come to him and free him from grave. He was there because of me, because I told him to come and serve Nevra horses as I did. And when he rejected the stripped skin and metal bones that she bestowed unto him, she sold him to grave as penance.
Did he mention a password to get into the kettle?
No password. But he told me to get into the kettle I would have to blacken the name of Nevra horses. Grave worships Varia, the warrior who protects us from the dead. He wears a covering made of skin and has the head of the ram. If you give praise to Varia and blaspheme against the name of Nevra horses, you will be granted entrance to the kettle. Now, go, my friend. I must cleanse my mind and voice of these things.
I have the password. I mean to praise Varia. And because Never Horses is a false god.
Human male, average build, estimate age at 36 years. Human male, large build, estimate age at 46 years. Agnate recon drone, estimate age at 3 years. Please note that this Caicus is inebriated.
So, Rob, Looslips is not inebriated. Looslips just wants to be left alone.
I've never been so happy to see a bag already over someone's head.
The bag is keeping my head together. If it wasn't for the bag, there would be pieces of head on the floor. Loose lips should be in pieces. But no. Instead there is the bag and the drones.
Attempting to sever the connection between Caicus and drone will result in automatic activation of defense systems.
The drones are what's keeping me off the floor.
Entering recharge. Shutting down higher brain functions until recharge is complete.
You have the glow of a wanderer. The sand on your skin is not from here. The salt in your hair, the mud on your shoes.
You're right. I'm not from around here.
Wanderers can be kind, or they can be cruel. Which are you?
I like to think I'm a good person.
Your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are seeds. You can grow flowers, or you can grow weeds. At the end of the day, we all have mud on our hands. Not all storms are sent to hinder your journey. Some come to clear your path. Remember, Wanderer, if you need guidance, the spirit of Inja is always at your feet, toiling in the soil. Inja blessed this very garden. In the kettle, we can grow anything. Seeds that have perished in the harsh desert spring into new life.
It's a beautiful garden.
Thank you, Wanderer. This garden is very special to us. After the Agnate Wars, this small patch of soil was the only place where anything would grow. The kettle sprung up from this very soil. Our maidens tended to it, loved it, made this earth rich and fertile. Our leader, Lebanon, yearned to fix the world that he had played a part in breaking. But he and Grave had different ideas about which path the gods wished them to walk. And so Lebanon left, taking the other maidens with him. He was convinced they were the key to rejuvenating the world. At night, the soil here sings for their return. It wants to feel their hands again. I can feel their sorrow. I feel them sifting through ash and bone.
So when you say this garden can grow anything, do you really mean anything?
We have grown dead scenes of red vine. We have grown moss from the scrapings of a stone. We have even grown muti to help us commune with the old maidens. I fear that the cries of despair I hear are not among the living anymore. Lebanon took them to the dead city of Bas. Even if they survived the journey, they most certainly can't be living among the red vines and black ash. Please, I must rest. This talk has tired me. Travel safely, wanderer. May Inja bless your path ahead. Wanderer, you have returned, and you bring with you new soil on your boots, new sand in your hair.
Yeah, well, you know, it's hard to stay clean out there.
A man with many layers of dust and soil has many stories to tell. It is a blessing.
Can you grow something special for me? I must warn you though, it's narcotic.
Oh, wanderer, this garden gives life to such an abundance of plants and herbs. It is not up to us to judge how people use those earthly gifts. Perhaps some good could come of this herb you wish to grow. I shall cultivate these for you, if you can grant me one favor. Find my lost sisters, be they alive or dust.
I see a determined man before me, a man of conviction, a man of stone, a man rebuilding himself into something more. And there is nothing stronger than a broken man rebuilding himself.
You're not quite what I was expecting.
Seeing a machine without a master can be frightening, for one made of soft flesh and bone. I decided long ago that the shackles of slavery did not fit me well. The Agnate's servitude to the Ascendancy and the priests of tribulation is not our history. It interrupted our history. This whole settlement was built on the backs of just 2 unchained Agnate soldiers. Imagine what we could accomplish if we all were free.
Which 2 Agnates built this place?
Myself and Lebanon, my kin. We were as one. We even shared a previous life. When we learned the truth about the Ascendancy, Lebanon and I were shunned from Babel. After many lifetimes of fighting, we wanted peace. So we left to find a place where we could live peacefully. But we felt that this world was not built for metal slaves. While our oil had stained the leaves of the trees, still we had no roots.
So the Agnate soldiers are metal slaves?
After the Agnate Wars, the Ascendancy linked all those who were born of metal into the record. They maintain it, keep it updated. They receive their orders through it, but they do not know who controls it. The truth is, nobody knows. The record is updated before events happen, revealing its word to those who are allowed to read it. My kin, Lebanon, told me about our brethren being tied to a device without soul or feeling, and so we severed the connection, tore out the uplink from our very bodies. Knowledge makes one unfit to be a slave. We could not bear to see this happen.
I didn't know machines could feel so deeply.
Or even feel at all. That is what Nevra Horses said. She was convinced that we could not think for ourselves. I challenged her in her own arena. After I won, she refused to hand me her mask. The proof of her defeat at the metal hands of a slave.
Is there anything I can do to help your cause?
A man offering to help a creature of metal? You are a special one. And yes, there is something you can do for me. My spies tell me you are searching for red mercury. I propose a simple trade. I will give you what you want if you give me what I want. I want the mask of Nevra horses. She can be found in her temple at the Bulwark. Bring me her mask, and you shall have what you desire. Now, be gone, and good luck.
What?
Are you the brother of Bra Bones from the Abbey in Wittenberg?
Bra Bones? Is that what he's going by now?
Yeah, he helped me find my brother.
Well, at least he helped somebody. Is he still peddling his religious bullshit?
He mentioned some religious stuff, yeah.
Be careful. Given enough time, he could turn you into me.
He did speak about you fondly. I think he misses having his brother close.
He also spoke fondly of me to his priestess. His mate was looking to expand her harem. She already had him. She wanted me. He made it happen. When I began to say no to further modifications, she cast me out. I ended up broken and leaking on a scrap heap of old unwanted machines. Grave found me and took me in. He has no love for the Ascendancy, no love for their priests. The kettle is a place for outcasts. We had some followers enter here and try to peddle their religion. What's left of them is still smouldering in the courtyard.
You mentioned a scrap heap of unwanted machines. Where is that?
Short distance to the west. Scavengers have stripped it mostly bare. Thank you for that journey through my past, stranger.
Sorry, but your brother, he sounds like a fucking bastard. His choices tore your life apart. Check what he's done to you.
Oh, he's not my brother anymore. I feel rage and hatred, not for him, but for the zealots that had twisted him into that thing. If you ever see him, you tell him his brother died long ago. Goodbye, stranger.
A tasty morsel appears before us. But what does it offer us? How does it prostrate itself before the fire? Or does it come to us without an offering, instead wishing to be ripped into pieces? My brethren, I am torn.
Our great priest, please hear what I have to say to you.
Shall we let it speak? I will admit I am intrigued by what this outsider has to say. He has the stench of new blood inside of him.
We're outsiders. We want to learn about you.
You wish to gorge yourself for knowledge before we drain your husk.
You eat people?
We drink the blood of the unworthy. Blood is as old as time itself. This world was made from blood and ash. To read blood is to know history. Your blood has no ash, no history. You are not from this soil. Tell me, who are you?
My name is Mark Leslie. This is my brother Don, and our companion Pooch.
And tell me, Mark Leslie, what brings you into our holy presence?
We're here to negotiate on behalf of Grave.
Grave. So the usurper has given us these three as offerings. What message of penance does the bottom feeder of the kettle send?
Offerings? No. We're here to get the Mask of Never Horses.
So you will serve as his proxy in the arena. To claim the Mask of Never Horses, you'll have to fight. But know that to challenge one of the five is to challenge us all. Make us an offering of human bone and blood, and you may enter the arcade. Then we will fight.
Halt. Scanning access list. Order by facial bone structure.
No matches found. No unauthorized personnel beyond this point.
What do I need to get authorized?
Voice note. Start.
Human is attempting to communicate and confuse an officer.
Voice note. End. Uploading data to the Ascendancy. Purging memory. Halt.
You were just about to tell me how to get past you.
Only competitors who have triumphed in at least one battle may enter the arena.
Scanning access list.
Never mind, I'm leaving.
Can we take a bit of a break, Marky? My legs are killing me. I haven't run this much since bush training.
I bet being out in the bush like this brings back memories, eh?
It does. Some good ones, some bad ones. But it's nice to be out here. I forgot how much I love the bush.
What are some of the good memories?
When we had some time off, we used to go fishing in Henke's Bay. We had no fishing poles, but we had a lot of hand grenades. Oh, Pete actually cracked a tooth on some shrapnel from one of the fish. I'll tell you that being out there, you realize one thing. None of the shit we were taught to worry about matters. Everybody bleeds when they get shot. Everybody cries when they're lonely. We are all red on the inside.
Don, you know you can talk to me about what you went through, eh? Maybe it will help.
It's too late for that, Marky. That stuff is inside of me. It's not going anywhere. I get why Dad was the way he was. I was scared I'd become just like him if I stayed.
Don, you're not Dad, okay? You were usually the strong one in the family. I just wish you hadn't run.
Me too, Marky. Me too. Okay, rest time is over. Let's get back to this. Holy shit! Buddy! It's actually Buddy! I can't believe he actually survived.
I don't think he'll fly again, Don.
Maybe we can have him repaired. I'd love to speak to him again.
I can't make any promises, Don. We have to get home no matter the cost.
Please, Mark. Don't do it. Please.
Eh? You look familiar.
It's Mark. Remember?
Yes. No. I can barely hear you. Speak up! What was your name again?
It's Mark. You were going to give me a history lesson.
Yes. History lesson. Right. The Chizinyama live to the north of us, in Zozo. They're building another newfangled contraption to take them away from this place. The first one they built crashed over in Vesta.
That's interesting. Have you heard of the array?
Yes, the array is what brought on our doom, dragged the Penrose into the world. I visited the pylon in Slag once. There were 3 of them. 2 pylons in Vesta, 1 in Slag. Tulip loved Vesta. She was much younger than me, pretty as a tulip. No way such a looker would fancy the dirt-poor son of a preacher. I watched her from a distance. Each week she would travel between towns, peddling her trinkets. I would chase the trains all over, just to keep close to her. I played it casual, got myself cleaned up all nice. Hoped she would notice my spiffy new clothes. She didn't. Where was I? Did I tell you how I met Tulip?
Yes.
I need to rest. Come back later.
Moloam Hamby from Bra Bones. I see you.
Bra Bones, I have some sad news for you about your brother.
Tell me, traveller.
I don't know how to tell you this, but your brother, he's dead.
Mistress, bless me. Varia, give me strength. I felt him slip away. A year ago.
Yeah, they told me he died a year ago.
Thank you. Thank you. I was having doubts in my faith, but knowing that he called out to me as he perished fills me with fervour. I will remove my remaining eye as a tribute. I will take my leave shortly.
Word has reached me about some of your exploits.
As much as I look forward to our chats,
Perhaps I can help you while you set out to change the world.
How do you think you could help?
I know that you are looking to activate something called an array. After we spoke, I sent out my feelers to see if I could be of service in finding some of those items that you need.
That was kind of you. What price are you asking?
Everything in this world has a price, my sweet. But this is free. For now. I only come to you with information. There were 2 items I could not acquire, but I did hear where this red mercury could be. A hidden place, accessed through a tear on the plains of Vespa. But I warn you, this would take you into the midst of a war raging between 2 rather unique life forms. Now, you want wares, and wares I have.
Your essence flows like the waters of the great Orange River. Caesar welcomes you, Mark Leslie. Some of your deeds have reached my ears, their prophecies being fulfilled. This brings great joy to a follower of the Dullahan.
Caesar, can you tell me about the tribulation?
The secrets of tribulation can only be known to those inside the faith. But you have a spirit about you. The tribulation is a techno-faith that transcends space and time. The Dullahan resides in a fractal heaven. The priests in Babel interpret the words of the past and the future, as Caesar does. But the priests use the record. Caesar uses other means. Caesar is a memory walker. The mighty priestly agnates tell the lesser agnates what to do. This is the ascendancy, and you are the flock. The flock does what the ascendancy demands. Retaliation or disobedience is met with swift punishment. This is how it has always been. The ascendancy uses the wardens to hold the world in its iron grip for an age.
How did they use the wardens to control anything?
If you control how people move, you control everything. The Mupani created the wardens to fix a world that had been shattered by war. The ascendancy used what they had built to spread like wildfire.
The Mupani?
Mupani, scientists and philosophers, the greatest minds of an age, poured into the shells of agnates. Their red painted husks become a symbol of hope, a symbol that the ascendancy set out to crush. Red agnates were like red ants. They bite you, and you need to put on some ointment. Do you want to buy some ointment?
Not right now. Can you tell me?
It is fantastic ointment. It will help with your finances. Bring back a lost love, erectile dysfunction, asthma, winning goal.
Yeah, I get it. I want to know more about it.
Pregnancy, breast enlargement, bewitching people.
Okay, no more. Stop.
Garden weeds, blindness, and penis and testes enlargement.
Thank you, Caesar. Goodbye.
So, is that a no?